The Arbiter's Ground, a grand prison in the Gerudo Mesa, where the worst criminals in Hyrule's history used to go to accept their final fates. Currently, it is occupied by Hylian forces, specifically the Sages, though it seemed to previously be the residents of the Gerudo tribe, as seen by the various Gerudo letters written all over the place, and the statues of what looked like to be the goddess of the sand. But I believe that there were possibly other residents in this cursed place. Some evidence suggests that people other than the Gerudo inhabited Arbiter's Ground. The first piece being the strange letters that are written in some strange language all over the prison. The letters are not written in any known form of Hylian or Gerudo language. Another thing is the strange pictures that appear on the prison walls. One picture depicts what looks like to be two imposing figures carrying staves or wands. Another one shows someone sitting in front of what could be a cauldron of sorts, holding what looks like to be either a trident or a wand. And the last picture shows what looks like to be of a warrior with a shield in their left hand, standing next to some powerful creature, with both individuals having 3 pairs of objects above their heads. Also, on some of the walls are strange symbols. Something that is very interesting is the mini-boss of the dungeon, Death Sword. Death Sword is a mini-boss that Link fights before he can obtain the spinner. Very little is known about him, as he's only described as a vengeful spirit that haunts the sealed sword. What's interesting about him is his weapon. His sword has strange writing on it that looks similar to the writing that this mysterious group used. Not only that, before the fight, his sword is embedded into the ground with a myriad of rope adorned with ofuda. In Japanese culture, ofudas are charms, wards, or scriptures that can be used for protecting from danger. Usually ofudas have the name of a god or sometimes a shrine written on them. The ofuda sealing Death Sword is written in some sort of language that is neither Hylian or Gerudo, though this possibly could be the language of the individuals that once inhabited Arbiter's Ground. While not much to go on, we can assume that whoever lived in Arbiter's Ground might have been a group of warriors and possibly magic users like most races in the Legend of Zelda universe. Not only that, but they seem to have worshipped the goddess of the sand like the Gerudo, as some of their language appears right next to and around statues of the goddess. This suggests that this group had some sort of relationship with the Gerudo. To take this a step further, there's a theory that a war between Hyrule and the Gerudo tribe happened between the events of Ocarina of Time and Twilight Princess. My problem with this theory is that I always found it odd that Ganondorf could take on the forces of Hyrule with the little bit of manpower he had. It's true that Ganondorf is a very powerful individual due to the magic he wields, but without the Triforce of Power or the Trident of Power from Four Swords Adventure, there is no way he could conquer Hyrule, as he needed such objects to do so. That is why I believe that Ganondorf has subjugated the people in Arbiter's Ground, or they aligned themselves with Ganondorf, as that would explain why the Gerudo language appears next to some of the unknown language in the dungeon. Not only that, it would also explain why Hyrule changed into a more militaristic kingdom, as Ganondorf would actually have a force that was strong enough to match and threaten Hyrule's own. If there was such a group, however, that was powerful enough to align with the Thief King Ganondorf and try to conquer Hyrule, where did they go? Most likely they were either driven off to unknown lands like their Gerudo allies, executed for war crimes, or banished into the Twilight Realm. We may never know. If you like this theory, then please comment, rate, and subscribe for more. Thank you.